So, how do you make a game like Grow Garden 2 in Roblox Studio? And this time, let's add an event system, allowing for multiple types of events. And you can also find my Grow Garden 2 like premium framework, as well as a lot of other useful systems in the description. So now let's switch right to Roblox Studio. So we're inside our Roblox experience now, and most event systems come with a central object, like an altar, like in order to display what's the next time the event takes place. So for instance, if we were to add a lunar event, we could just open the toolbox up here, switch to 3D assets and look up lunar altar, and then for instance drag in this one by optic fiber, align it, and make sure to set all of its parts to anchor. Then we could add a new billboard GUI to any of its central objects and assign to it as below this adorn attribute, or just have the GUI as a child with a slight offset here or here. And then we can essentially just add a new text label with a placeholder text if you prefer whatever text color. I also have this slight text stroke. If you like the way this looks, you can make it bold and probably make its background transparent. In my case, since I have the adorn set, I think I want to just drag this directly below workspace and rename it to event GUI. And now inside server script service, we can basically add a new server script or go with an existing one, get access to our text label, go with whatever hierarchy you have here. And then for instance, what we repeatedly could do is have the standard event or status take place for 10 seconds and then kick off an event for another 10 seconds. You can also go with whatever amount of seconds here. And then it goes on repeat like this, where event active is a new boolean value I just added to replicated storage, so other parts of the game can access it as well. And since I promised you to cover multiple sorts of events, this is how you can then go with a random event, like every 10 seconds of no event taking place, essentially generate a random number, in this case 1 or 2. Also go with 1, 2, and 3 here. You might have to use an int value here then, where the standard event value can be 0 for instance, and then you set it to either one of those random options. And then you can do the same thing and branch inside here if you like. You can also go with a deterministic linear progression, where first no event takes place, which is then followed by event 1 for instance. If you want to go with another int value here, then have a peaceful period again, and then followed by the second event, whatever it might be, lunar event, I think flood there also is. It can be anything essentially. And another thing I thought you might find very interesting though, you can even go as far as to check for a specific date, like for instance, if you would like to have a New Year's Eve event take place inside your Roblox experience, you can also do it like this, or have it and take place over 2 days by just concatenating this disjunction, I think you say, if you're having an OR here. But for now, let's go with a simple variant, so we can have a look at how to set this event text now. Yeah, this one here. And this is how you can do it then. Every second we just change this text labels, text attribute, like so. And if you like, you can also apply this standard time formatting, where this refers again to the total time, so make sure those two values match. Let's give this a quick test. Perfect. And there you go. Well, actually, so let's make this slightly wider and use this in order to set the offset instead. Though it shouldn't really make that much of a difference, to be honest. And I also gave it a max distance. So yeah, that should be better now. Now we'll also be putting this entire Roblox file into the description for you for download. So another thing Grow Garden 2 commonly does is change this sky depending on the event that's currently active. And the way you can do this is by having your current sky sitting inside the lighting service below the name sky. I will tell you why in a second. And then have a function like this, where you look up this sky object here and remove it in case there is an object called sky sitting here, and then pick a new one depending on the name we set here. So in my case, I call this function here right before setting the value, and I called the standard one normal sky. I could just duplicate it from here, and the event sky, and I was going with this one in particular since it is meant to be a lunar event. So let's see. There you go. Awesome. What happens if I wait slightly longer? Alright, back to our previous sky, which isn't the normal one, meaning it worked. So lunar sky at night looks a bit weird, but whatever. Another thing you might do, which Grow Garden 1 did back then, is add an additional currency. You could also grant the player, when harvesting plants during a lunar event, or you can add an additional panel to the HUD, in order to just briefly state when the next event will take place and what it is. like using an icon or so. You can have your seeds like inside your plot scope. You can have your crops have twice the size, like as if it was some sort of mutation, which you can do in here. I will be linking this entire playlist at the top right for you. You can make your player avatars like bigger, or swap their accessories to, I don't know, temporarily have them have the opposite gender or whatever. Yeah, and also to show you this real quick, so that you can see the value, in our case a boolean, because we're just dealing with one event being set correctly, depending on whether the sole event we got is currently active or not. But anyway, this is how you can add events to your Roblox game. As always, feel free to let me know if you need help with any of this, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.